Afternoon, it is Saturday 23rd of November, it is 12:34, we're 4 minutes late and it's because there is snow everywhere in Paisley and all of the roads are absolutely atrocious. One of the things that we said that we were going to do last night is we had a special message that we had to go and do, or a special mission, so this is a special mission. This wee one here is Holly, so now we have Holly and Lily, the new shop dogs. So obviously, like we said earlier on in the vlog, it was very tough getting rid of Rosie. I say getting rid when she obviously had to get put down because of ill health, and we had a massive hole left that had to be filled. So we decided that we were going to fill it with the both of these two wee precious things. The reason being is one of them is like a total cuddle monster. Lily wants to cuddle everybody and she'd be a great therapy dog, whereas Holly is absolutely off her rocker. She wants to play constantly. She reminds me of Rosie when she was a pup, so they've got elements of Rosie in both of them. So yeah, how cute are they? So I'm going to get myself set up, get the dogs put in their wee cage just now, and then I've got a wee job that I've got to do straight off the bat, because I did say I would do it for the customer straight as soon as these tending guards came in. So let's go. Right, so we're back again, and obviously we're in the process of trying to get everything sorted for this tending guard repair. So this is what the skate's going to look like. I think that actually looks pretty decent, to be fair. Obviously we had to buy the tending guards from a different store down south. So we're obviously unfortunately not a distributor for True, and it's one of the easiest ways to be able to do the tending guard repair. So the skate, as I said before, has been levelled off in this area here, right here, and it's been prepped for the new tending guard. So all I've got to realistically do now is drill a little hole and then put a copper rivet through it, and then put it on the machine and splay the rivet, and then that's it, all ready to go. So I'll see if I can get a wee time lapse on the go for this one, and then we'll get it done. So obviously the weather is playing a big part of us being quite quiet today. I don't know if you'll be able to see outside, but apparently I'm not allowed to do any work today. This wee one seems to have a wee bit of separation anxiety. As soon as Daddy starts to go do any work, she's now managed to make her way inside my jumper. It must be the fact that it's cold in the store. We've got the heaters on and we're obviously trying to warm the place up. There is an actual heater right beside here. For the other one, she is completely out of the game. She's just went to sleep. She just doesn't care. She's not phased at all. She's just so quiet and so laid back, whereas this one, this is trouble. She's absolute trouble. So how are you feeling having the puppies?
Tired. Tired in a good way. I mean, I was losing sleep over Rosie not being there, and I just was walking in a dream for days. But it definitely feels like the right thing to do. They've settled really well at night, actually. It's just been a bit of a cold lingering on, so and Hector snores like an absolute train, and he's been needing, he comes up at night time and sleeps beside me on the floor, so regular slapping him to stop snoring.
It's usually me that has to go through and stop her from snoring.
No.
Sure it is. Sure it is. Absolute cheek. So yes, we are the silly ones that are actually here, and I take it it's going to be one of these very quiet days today.
A lot of our customers come from the likes of East Kilbride, Coatbridge, further afield, and there's not an awful lot that's going to make if you listen to the news, it's This one doesn't have power, that one doesn't have power, that road's shut, this is down, transport's off, buses are off. There's going to be very few people that are going to make the journey in that weather. But we're here and we'll stick it out to about 4 o'clock, and if it's still quiet we'll head home. We'll see how things go.
I would say 3 o'clock, but then again that's just me. We're probably not going to be able to get any food in because there'll be no delivery drivers out today.
No, I don't think there'll be much. That's why I never get McDonald's breakfast. Maybe go across to Taste Buds and get a roll. Do that sooner rather than later before they shut. But I'm not going to cross that car park because it's like a...
I'll go, I've got the waterproof shoes on.
I know, I'm still trying to dry my Ugg boots out.
Even though I can't feel my toes in them. They're not exactly the warmest, but they're waterproof.
At least you're dry. I'm trying to dry my socks and I can't put my shoes back on. I'm going to wear yours.
Yeah, I brought a spare pair of trainers just in case, because if my feet were cold or whatever else I could put my trainers on. Pamela unfortunately didn't. She didn't even bring any spare socks, so at this moment in time she's got her cheesy feet on the radiator, trying to heat them up. Yeah, she's away to sleep. But yeah, she's got her feet on the radiator and she is going to have to wear my trainers around about the store, which is quite funny. But yeah, so there's a load of stuff I've still got to do. Lennon has been messaging me constantly about his gloves. Unfortunately, having a look at his palms, there's no repairing them whatsoever, so just by luck I have one pair of palms left that I had originally hallmarked for my own gloves, so I'm going to have to put them in at his gloves, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for him. But he doesn't know this yet, so I'm going to try and get this done because this is out over the next couple of days. Pamela's going to take over puppy duty soon so that I can actually get some work done. She's quite happy sitting cuddling puppies.
Well, since it was quiet I was actually going to do some Mustangs work, but I can do some Mustangs work with a dog.
Yeah, you might be able to do that, I can't.
Although I've not wore the best of puppy pouches.
Well, you can take this if you want.
Work like that? I think you could work like that.
Yeah, she's quite happy with hers, I think.
Oh, I was wanting to take a picture of that.
Right, so while Pamela takes photos of the dogs, I'm going to get working. So with the lack of customers, what have we been doing all day?
Lots of work. Cuddling puppies.
Yeah,
we are expecting a customer for heat mode, so that's going to happen very soon. I just was rearranging their furniture since they're going to be a bigger addition. You'll need to go in the other side and get it. She says, I need to get the ball. You're in the way for the ball. It's like having the twins back in the shop. The human twins.
Probably say it's a damn sight easier.
Well, they can go in their cage when the customers come in.
Yeah, you can't exactly put the
I'm a wee
twins
bit worried about our wee Lil. She's up asleepy and she had breakfast this morning, so I know she ate this morning. I'm trying to get her to eat some lunch and she's just like that.
Well, maybe you need to get her some.
I'll maybe get her some soft stuff to see if that's better for her tummy, or she's just not wanting what I'm giving her. But she's so quiet that she should be like this.
You've got this one who sleeps and this one who bites carpet. So just while Pamela's obviously dealing with the puppies, I'll show you obviously what I've been doing today. So I managed to take the palms out of the gloves and I've kind of mocked up a wee set here. There we go, I've got to put them in. The palms are massively too big for the gloves. They're a CCM fit for a 14, but they're a Warrior. The gloves that we're obviously putting them into are a 13. And they're a Warrior 13, which means that they're slightly smaller, so I've got to do a little bit of trimming on the palm to be able to get them to fit. One of the other things that I've actually did as well is the customer in question that came in with the ASV Pros with the broken tendon guards. I've fitted the true tendon guards to them. They look quite nice. Obviously it's a little bit of a colour clash with the red, but it's done now anyway. And one of the things he was actually complaining about is he bought the skates from someone and they basically rockered the toe, the heel, and made it basically unbalanceable in the middle. It was basically, the long and short of it was that they rockered the skate within an inch of their life when he didn't ask for it. So what I've actually done is I've made sure I've flattened out the middle of the actual blade, made it like a slightly better foot radius, so it's probably about 11-foot radius now. Originally when it was done it looked as if it was like about a 7 or a 9, so I've flattened it out a little bit. Obviously the customer's saying that he's feeling like he's falling back at the heel, so I've tried to make it as flat as possible to give him a wee bit more balance point, and obviously trying to eliminate as much of the rocker at the heel as possible. There's only so much I can do though with the steel that's there. I don't want to take hundreds of steel off because you obviously can't put it back on. He already is aware that there's a possibility he may have to get different steels. Now if you obviously have seen the likes of the steels, I'll show you a set here. You see how big the heel is on these steels? Well, it looks as if whoever's done them has a preference themselves that they don't like that massive big heel, so they've rockered them, but they've actually ruined the steel, which is unfortunate. But I've tried to save it as much as possible, try to get it as flat as possible. I say as flat as possible, there's obviously still going to be a degree of rocker in there, but not as much of a rocker as, say for example, that was on it previously. The blade has been changed and the pitch has been slightly changed as well, and because like I said the pitch was actually uphill, so he was skating with his toes up, which he was getting cramp in his toe in his calves, so I've now made him a more neutral pitch to allow him to get a wee bit more balance and hopefully stop the rocking backwards. So the next job I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get these gloves mocked up and get the palms in them. Obviously it's a very quiet day. I've got a lot of stuff that I've got to try and get through. There's editing to be done, there's shots to be done, there is the gloves to be done, there's a couple of other B jobs. I think there is a tendon repair. The tendon guard on these skates here are actually broken. Luckily I have another set of tendons that I can put on these skates if I need to, but at this moment in time that's not the plan. The plan is to just stitch them in place and try and see if I can get a little bit more life out of them. Unfortunately, if you do look at them just here, you can see they're starting to tear all the way through, and it's broke all the way through, and it's just the outside material that's holding it together. Problem with that is there's only so much the stitching's going to do, and it's only going to stiffen it up for a small amount of time, especially if they continue to use the tendon guard to try and take the skate off. It's just going to ruin the skate, so we don't want that. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to run it past the customer and see if they want new tendon guards fitted. If they want them fitted, happy days. If they don't, happy days. It doesn't make a difference. I'll just do a wee bit of sewing, but the sewing obviously doesn't look as good as the new tendons. So I'm going to go on with these gloves and I'll catch up with you soon.
Well, you can't chew that. You're not going to get that out the floor. Holly!
Holly. You keep calling her Lily.
No, Lily's up. My nose is cold and wet like it should be. It's usually the first sign that they're dehydrated or whatever. She's starting to water.
The GoPro. Well, I'd like to say that was a really eventful day. Unfortunately, I didn't get much recorded. There was quite a few people come in near the end of the shift. It was obviously we finished at 5 o'clock tonight and it's now 6:33 as we can see. So managed to get the CCMs with the tendon guards. They're now done, the blades are now done. Finished off these gloves, started these gloves, only got a wee bit of stitching done on them. I have to do at least another 2 and a bit fingers, and then the rest of them I need to do the second glove on that one. I didn't get to these. The customer for the graph skates came in and was blown away with how good of a model of skate they are, so he's really happy with them, so he's away up the road with them. We had another couple of customers in for some heat mouldings, and one customer in with a pair of TF9s for a tongue conversion. I say a tongue conversion, it was a trim. I had to trim the tongue and then I had to sew it into the actual Velcro because the tongue kept falling out the skate. So we are now just about to go home, take these wee horrors down the road.
They've been perfect today.
To be fair, they've actually been okay. They've not really been that bad at all. What would you say? How would you say
I think they've been quite positive, and they're totally unfazed by the sharpening machine and the riveter going and the banging and the crashing and the bell going and people coming in and out. Lily is just nice and lazy and likes to do a lot of sleeping, and Holly has wee bursts of energy where she bounces out and plays with the customers, and then she decides, oh, I'm all tired, I'll go to sleep. So I'm hoping that the good behaviour continues. We just need to get the potty training started and underway, and then hopefully we'll be all good.
If you're wondering how to tell the difference from them, Lily's the one with the white parts on her paws, and Holly's the one with, she's all black with a wee tiny bit of white underneath her chin.
And they've both got white chests.
Yeah, both got white chests. But this is Lily and this is Holly. This is the cheeky one. She's got a wee soul patch, see, just there. That's the difference you can tell other than the white paws.
When they're tucked up in a basket, you can't really see the paws.
Yeah, exactly.
This is their carry case for just now.
This is their car seat.
Daddy carries them in the car seat, but I've put the big bed in, and I think Holly's got stuck under her sister. But yeah, we're just going to go, so we're just going to get down the road, get the kids, get home, because it's really wet and slushy and not a nice night. So put a movie on and get something to eat, and try not to sit and play with pups all night. Yeah, sit in. Is that better?
Well, Pamela's obviously talking about puppies and everything else. I'm going to get going as well. So we will be back in the store on Tuesday. So until then, remember, keep it cold-blooded. You can find us on www.coldbloodedsports.com. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. Is there anywhere else you can find us on? YouTube. Right, take it easy, guys. See you then. Hello, it's Tuesday the 26th of November and it is 12:25. We've been in the shop for the last 25 minutes getting everything sorted and organised before I could get camera on. First thing I've got is I've got a customer who's messaged me asking me about his skate repair. This one's a bit of a difficult one. There's not really much of the skate to repair, if I'm honest. It's one of these ones we get quite often where the customer's decided that he's got a pair of skates he wants to try and sell them on. They are an entry-level pair of Eastons, which are quite an old pair of skates. So first off, what I've did is I've removed the eyelets. You can see that it's obviously torn all the way through. So I've had to take out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyelets there. Then if you look at the inside of the skate, the actual skate itself is in really bad shape. So what I've got to try and do is try and reinforce that area there so I can try and get some eyelets in there, and then obviously put some sort of leather over the top of this or something over the top of it to try and make it comfortable. If I'm honest, the repair is going to be more than what the skate's actually worth, but the customer is adamant that they want them fixed, so that's the plan. I'm going to try and see if I can get them done. So while we do that, we'll obviously introduce you to, I don't think you guys have seen her yet, but you might have seen her. We've got obviously Holly and Lily in the store today again. So this little one here is Holly and this one here is Lily. She's trouble. You trouble? Yeah, you can tell she's crying because she's trouble. So Pamela, what's in the cards for yourself today?
Apart from dying quietly in a corner of the gold, I've got order stuff to do. I've got some graph stuff to chase for a customer that was in, who ordered a pair of dance boots. Yeah, lots of bits and pieces to do. I'm trying very hard not to fall asleep at my desk.
Right, well I'll leave you in peace then, since you're absolutely dying again. So obviously these two are going to probably be here beside the heater most of the day. It is rather cold in the store today. Usually it's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded Sports is one of the warmest places in the winter, but it's one of the coldest places in the summer. But for whatever reason, it's vice versa just now. Summer was really warm in here, and winter is really cold. So it's only about 3 degrees outside, I think, 3 or 4, which isn't too bad. But obviously we need to have the heating on for the dogs.
For our little babies.
Yep. Right, so let me get back onto this. As I say, this one is a repair that I would tactfully say it's not worth doing. It's not because I'm not wanting the money for doing it, it's more the fact that it will take so much time and effort to actually get the skate to look anywhere near close to being repaired, that it's not going to be worth the time and it's not going to be worth the money to be able to get it done. What I mean by that is it's going to take so much time to get them ready. It's honestly not worth the hassle because it's such an entry level skate. Every one of the eyelets is starting to pull through and all of the eyelets are going to have to be repaired or replaced or reinforced in some way, shape or form. Now this is obviously the right skate. I've not even had a chance to look at the left skate yet. The left skate again is starting to do exactly the same thing. As you can see just about here, it's starting to pull through. So what that's then going to entail is me taking this leather piece off and reinforcing that area, and then I'm going to have to do exactly the same on the other side. Personally speaking, I would rather not do the repair on them because it's just opening up a can of worms that we don't really need at the moment, but I'm going to have to try and get them done because the customer's adamant he wants them repaired. Then I can hopefully get back onto something that's a little bit easier to do, which is obviously the glove repair. I've obviously got 2 fingers worth of sewing done and a thumb sewn in. I've got the rest of the fingers and obviously the palm area to sew in, and then I've got to start this one. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to try and see if I can get some time-lapse footage on this. Again, I don't know if you like the time-lapse. If you like the time-lapse, comment down below I like time-lapse, put a wee heart, and if you don't like it, put I don't like time-lapse and put a wee thumbs down, just for some fun. So this is the extent of our work so far. We have a rather inquisitive puppy that's kind of cutting about, and another one who is absolutely desperate for cuddles. What are you saying, Cheeky?
I don't think the car agrees with her. I think she
Ollie. Ollie.
Ollie!
Yeah, trouble. Absolute trouble. Pamela and I have actually made the decision that what we're going to do is we're going to contact the customer regarding the Easton skates, and we're going to explain the situation that both skates are going to take too much work to do to repair them. It's not worth the time and the effort to put into them because of the monetary value that we would end up having to charge. So far you're probably talking, in my opinion, you maybe get 20-30 quid for the skates because they're an old model, but the amount of work that you're going to have to put into them is over about £50-60 worth of work. It's not really worth the time. Again, Pamela has messaged the customer to try and reiterate this. It's whether the customer comes back and says that's okay, no problem, we'll just put them in a bin or whatever else. There's nothing that can really be used off them because it's injection moulded holders, which means that they can't take the steels out of them, and the tongues aren't exactly the greatest, and the boot isn't exactly the greatest itself either. It's probably going to need a re-rivet as well because some of the rivets are looking quite loose. Again, it was one of the softest Easton skates that's been out on the market, very entry level kind of skate. So I'm going to try and get on with the glove repair and try and see if I can get that knocked out the park and then move on from there. Are you winning? Are you winning?
Me?
Holly, she's fighting herself against the mirror. She's like, where did she go?
I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance. trying to cope since you ran away. I've been feeling lost, I've been feeling pain. And no matter what I do, I just feel like I do what I do for you. Tried to call the doctor, it didn't help. Took a trip out to the sun to revive myself. No matter what I do, I just feel like I do what I do for you. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. I'm gonna dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance.
Well, 6:48, I'm still here. I've been doing a wee bit of sewing. I got held up today. There was quite a few customers that came in eventually. Probably after about an hour sewing the first glove, probably about an hour, as I said. So I was kind of stopped a few times for sharpenings, a couple of sizings, a couple of heat molds, things like that. I didn't really record that much today because we were so busy trying to get things organised. Pamela was very busy trying to track down customs for some stuff that was coming in. We were trying to track down where some of the orders were with the UK suppliers. We were obviously trying to see if we could locate and source tape, which has obviously been one of the bones of contention. As I've said in the previous kind of vlog, it's been something that we've been struggling to try and keep in this year. Probably last year as well. Every time that we order tape, there seems to be a massive shortage. I don't know if it's just because they're just not manufacturing as much as they usually do, or the suppliers are only holding a certain amount, but a small amount. But one of the gloves I managed to get finished, I'm going to just show you it just now. There you go, there is the full Pro Palm in the glove. It looks quite nice. There is a couple of things that's going to have to get fixed. There is a couple of holes. There's a wee hole just kind of about there, and this one is nearly finished. I got to the point where I ran out of thread, so I'm going to get some more thread and get them finished tomorrow and get them back to the customer who has been pestering the life out of me for new palms for ages and ages and ages. So I originally had told him that I was just going to use the palms that he had and add fingers onto them, but I decided that since he is such a good customer and we actually kind of look after him as well with regards to his sharpenings and stuff like that, I was going to try and see if I could do the palms for him. Now obviously they're for my gloves, the palms originally. You've obviously seen these ones, the ballistics. That was the palms that I had for them, so I'm now going to have to try and see if I can source another pair of palms for them, which will be a job probably I'll end up doing in the summer, because I don't really have that much time at the moment for my own things. So one of the things I'm also trying to do just now is try to see if I can locate and source a pair of skates for myself, because the skates I've got are pretty soft. Other than that, it's just been usual day in the shop, sharpenings, heat molds, repairs. Unfortunately, we spoke to the customer for the Eastons, and we managed to speak to him and told him that it was going to cost way too much money to repair the skate. Both skates were actually pulling eyelets. They were very, very, very soft, and there wasn't really much there to repair, unfortunately. So we've spoken to him. He said he was looking to sell the skates. There was no way he was going to get a lot of money for them. He thought he might have been onto a winner because they were a pair of Easton skates, but they're not obviously as high a model as he thought they were going to be. They're one of the entry-level models, which is not good for resale because of how soft they were. But anyway, other than that, finish up for tonight, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be a wee bit more content tomorrow, and we'll see how we do then.